Hello everyone, it's Emily from TravelAndLedger, and I am here to tell you that I'm officially a new member of Club Vid. Yep, I got it. So I ran to my sister's house to quarantine, so I've been here for 2 weeks. And I really wanted to document this experience because I know a lot of people are going through this all over the world. Just want to give you an insight onto what it's like to be traveling, having had COVID. Just want to document the whole experience so that people aren't as scared, because I feel like there's so much fear everywhere, and if we just knew what was going on, it would help a lot of people out. So that's what I'm trying to do with this video, is just to kind of ease your fears. Let's just see how it goes and continue with this journey. I say that now, we'll see what happens once I'm in Mexico, but I have high hopes. Going to be going to Playa del Carmen at Playa Car. Of course, that is going to be on the 25th, and I found out that I had COVID on the 4th. So it's been an interesting month because we have a new president coming into office, and because of that, the CDC regulations are going to probably be changing a lot within this next week. So it's been a roller coaster of emotions, especially if I'm planning to travel. So according to the health department, I'll be fine as long as I have a positive test, proof of quarantine. So I'm going to get a letter from the health department. But the CDC guidelines keep changing. So literally as of today, it's the 14th, I think, the regulations have changed. We're leaving on the 25th, and the changes are taking place on the 26th. So it's a little nerve-wracking. But as of the 26th, you have to have a negative test in order to get back into the country. So I'm going to be fine because since I had COVID previously, the latest on the CDC website is that I just need the proper paperwork and I'll be fine, and they don't recommend me getting tested. And the reason that they say that I shouldn't get tested while I'm there is because since I've had COVID within the month, they said there's a possibility that you could test positive for up to 3 months having COVID. I am going with my friend, so we'll see what happens with him. Right now, as of the 26th, we should be fine with a antigen test. That can ease my friend's fears a little bit. I'll keep you guys up to date, and off to Mexico. I just packed my bags. Here they are. And now I'm just going to print off all my paperwork. There's so much paperwork to print off, so just make sure you're really diligent and you make copies of everything, make a couple copies of everything, because it sounds like we need a lot of things in order to travel right now. So I don't know if things are going to change. Today's Friday, I leave Monday. I don't know what's going to happen. Be prepared, be over-prepared. You never know what's going to happen, and it's better to have it than not to have it. I'll leave a link here so that you know exactly where to go to get that travel information. There's also another website you can go to here that tells you all of the specific things that you're going to need for each country you're going to if you're traveling internationally. And I also need a letter from the health department, which came through yesterday. So I'm so excited that I have all my paperwork and I can start printing that out. So as a precaution, I definitely talked to the airline. I did a live chat, so I had it all in writing. I have it saved on the app for the airline, and I'm also going to print that out just to prove that this was the information I was given, just in case things change while I'm in Mexico. But hopefully that's all that I need, and I'm just over-prepared. Well, I came to Target to get a couple last-minute things, and I forgot about the senior hours, because during usually like 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, they have specific hours just for seniors, which is amazing, but I forgot about it. So here I am sitting in the parking lot, and I don't know, maybe I'll make some TikToks or something while I'm waiting to go in. Okay, so here is the finished product. My carry-on, my book bag, shoes, and this is my overnight bag for my sister's house. That way that's out of my mind and I don't need to touch these two things, because everything I need for our sleepover is going to be in that bag. Alright, time to go. Here I am, I'm at my sister's house, and check out her new shower curtain. It's so cute. I'm like, oh, I've been here so many times that now it's like a vacation when I come over. And then she put this. Yay! So my sister just got home, so you know, mask back on, and just set up the printer. So that'll be good to go for tomorrow. It's about like 8 o'clock at night right now. My flight tomorrow is at 6:30. I think we're boarding at like 5:55. So a lot of the paperwork, you have to print it out day of, and on the website, it only lets you print it on the day of. So I had to borrow a printer and bring it over to my sister's house. So at least I'll have the documentation and we'll be good to go. So it's day of. It's about 3:50 in the morning, so we're just about to go to the airport. Got my Lockdown Club shirt on, and had to print these forms out because they had to be printed on the day of my flight. So this is Mexico checklist, Mexico questionnaire, and then that little like box thing. So I have to bring that with me, and then there was also a CDC attestment form that I had to print out. So here we go, we're almost at the airport. Here we are going to the airport. My lovely sister is driving me. Thanks. So now the reality is starting to set in. I'm actually going to be in Mexico. We'll see how the check-in process goes. And it's the 25th, so everything that is the new regulations doesn't go into effect until the 26th. So originally I was gonna get to the airport like 2 hours early. Now I'm like, I'll get there like an hour and a half. I'll sleep that extra 15 minutes. But usually I just sleep on the plane anyway, so. Here, it's getting real. Oh no, it's weird. That just said Cancun. Yay! I think it's funny that this is like the new garbage now. All right, I'm here. Airport, here we come. I just got through security, and I went in to the airport at like 4:24, and I just got through security now, and it's already like 4:45. It literally took me only 15 minutes. I was the only person in line. So I don't know if I just got lucky, or I don't know, guys. It pays to get here early because you just fly right through everything. But I also keep forgetting that I don't need most of the paperwork until I'm coming back from Mexico. So this is my first part. It's from Cleveland to Charlotte. I have an hour layover, and then it's Charlotte to Cancun. So with this paperwork, checked in, and then she just asked me for that little box that I showed you earlier. It was like a normal check-in. So I don't know, maybe it helps to go to a person. It makes it less complicated. There was a bunch of attendants. There's probably a lot of more people here now because of COVID-19 and everything going on. So the attendant actually directed me to just go straight to the person. And there was actually like 8 people that are working this early at like 4:30 on a Monday. So good job, American Airlines. It was also funny because going through security, she was like, "Oh, do you have something on your shoulders?" And I was like, "Oh, I have my bra." And I think it has like an underwire. She was like, "On your shoulders?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It's 4:30 in the morning." So far, all of that anxiety and everything I've been feeling for the past week is nothing. And we'll see how it is on the way back. But so far on the way there, it's going pretty good. I also wanted to mention that even though maybe your gate is maybe, for example, mine is C9, maybe your gate is C9, but I'm actually sitting in C4 because there's like nobody over here. So I can still hear if there's any updates or anything because I'm kind of right next to where I need to be, but I'm not in that big group of people that are sitting around everywhere. See why I packed all those wet wipes, because anytime there's like a highly touched area, I try to wipe it all down. So for example, the armrest and stuff like that. The main part of the chair, I don't think you need to worry about too much. Again, this is me personally, because you're wearing clothes, and I just worry about places that everybody touches all the time. My flight is at 5:55. It's now, I think, like 4, what's it say? No, it's 5:15 right now. So I'll probably head over there in like half an hour. They start boarding at 5:55, which means everybody's gonna stand up and stand in the line, and it's like if you're not priority seating, you're not going to get on the plane any faster by like standing around. So it doesn't really matter when you get on the plane. A lot of people want to like get on the plane first and oh my gosh, get on the plane. But it really doesn't matter because there's luggage space for everyone. If your carry-on doesn't fit in the overhead, they always can put it on, they call it curbside. So they'll just put it with all the other bags and then put it on the side, and you'll be able to pick it up as soon as you get off the plane. Why stress yourself out and be all around all these people when you could just kind of take your time, socially distance, and get on the plane when you want to? So basically, I'm over here, and I have to go all the way to here. Right now there's only about like 20 people. I guess there's supposed to be like 8 people arriving today. So then there's going to be only 30 people in this whole property. I've never seen a resort where you get any seat in the house. Like literally any seat in the house. The bananas are empty. So it's really crazy how things happen here. Today is January 26th, so the United States now officially requires a negative test before you go back to the United States. Like I said, I kind of have a free pass, but my friend is here with me, so he'll have to test negative. Otherwise, we will stay at this resort for 2 more weeks. This particular resort that I'm staying at, they actually have a discounted rate. So if you do get COVID while you're here, and they have a particular villa that they're going to be putting everyone in if people get COVID. I feel like Mexico gets a bad rap, but everyone at the resort here is very safe. When we were at the airport, everybody had masks. When we went into town, everybody has masks. You see people in masks walking up and down the street. It's not like they're doing something crazy and not wearing masks or anything. Everybody here is doing their best to stay safe, and it's really refreshing to see that because it's so windy here. As you can see, like, look at these palm trees. It's been so windy. I haven't felt the need to wear a mask either right now. And being that there's only 20 people, like, the closest person to me is right here. Like, that's the only person I've seen in the past hour that I've been out here. And that gives you an idea of the distance that people are. Like, he's all the way down by the water. My flights were basically empty also, so the flight attendant was awesome. American Airlines, good job. And she, on both flights, it was 2 girls, and they separated us. When you auto select your seat, I didn't pay for an upgrade because, you know, I'm that budget traveler, budget travel life. What happens is the computer kind of automatically starts filling up the rows from the back to the front. So all of us were kind of clumped in the back. So before that even happened, she saw what was happening and she kind of stopped people and would reseat them around the plane as people started making their way to the back. And that did happen on both flights. And one of the flights she was training somebody. So I guess that's just their protocol because you're training somebody to do this. And then I also experienced it on the other flight. So like I said, good job, American Airlines. When you get to the resort, they also greet you with masks. Your taxi driver is wearing a mask. They take your temperature everywhere. In order for you to enter a restaurant, they take your temperature. So I just feel really safe here. And I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but speaking to the tourists that are here right now, and again, this is only day 2, so I have so many more people to talk to, but generally speaking, they feel really safe here. They've walked into town, they've done things besides just be on the resort. They felt very safe. They've all tested negative. One couple is leaving tomorrow and the other couple is leaving in 2 days. One couple just left today. There was another couple that they had actually booked this way in advance, so they were freaking out before they came to Mexico, and at that time they didn't know what the protocol was going to be, so they didn't want to pay the same rate that we're paying now. So they are actually transferring to another hotel that they already knew had a COVID specific area set up. So I guess at that resort that they're going to, I should have got the name, but that resort that they're going to is going to be having a specific area for COVID that they'll be able to access the pool, and there's a spot on the beach, is what it sounds like. So I don't know if things have changed now, but that's where they're heading today to go over there. It's so sad because these people rely on tips. This is what they do for a living. Schools here have been closed since March. They're still not open. There's no online learning or any of that stuff. So what's happening is local churches are starting to have pop-up schools, and they're starting to bring their kids to pop-up schools while they go to work. So it's just very crazy here in Mexico, and I'm doing my best to kind of tip everybody that I can. It's not like I'm making a lot of money right now either because I've cut back at the restaurant, as you know. But if you're scared to travel right now, I want to take the fear and anxiety away, because I had so much anxiety, and now that I'm doing it and now that this is my view, I'm so happy that I did it. I think you can still travel responsibly, and I think it's still okay to travel. We can't let something like this just like kill our life. Like, you still have to live. Another beautiful day. It's about, what did you say, like 85 degrees?
Yeah.
Look at the color. Ah, just gorgeous, gorgeous. Another beautiful day. Going down to see the sun come up. Beautiful. Hold on, I'm gonna put my mask real quick.
I was traveling to Europe.
Oh, that's okay. I'm getting a tree hug to recharge our energy. He knows where the party is. Usually this is like packed with people, all bars. It's another beautiful day. It's about like 85 degrees. So we're going to Chichen Itza today, so I am going to exchange some pesos. Exchange for some pesos, I should say. is actually a national holiday, so it's free for all Mexicans to come to the park. So that's why there's so many people here. There's a lot of shade today because it's pretty overcast, so pretty nice. Here I am back in the US, and guys, I feel so silly for being so worried about everything going on. We were safe, everybody was safe, you know, it's just common sense. People were careful, people were not being irresponsible. Honestly, it was a much different experience than what's going on in Florida right now. It was just super safe, people were very mature. I just had an amazing time, and I'm so happy that I went because it was one of those once-in-a-lifetime moments where you have the whole resort to yourself. I mean, you have so many things, like we got upgraded rooms. It was just crazy the things that happened on that trip that I saw Chichen Itza, like things I never would have dreamed of doing during normal times. I was able to do during these crazy times just because nobody else was doing them. So everybody was offering to, you know, take you wherever. So I don't know, I feel so silly for being so worried. And, you know, you can see the process. I filmed the whole process from the beginning where I was freaking out about the paperwork and how everything kept changing to the end where here I am, I'm home, I'm tan. I had a great time. I'm so relaxed. And I just really think you guys should go to Mexico. I don't know. Think about it. It's to everybody's comfort zone, but Mexico was an amazing experience, and I hope you all could have that same experience, especially after the crazy year that we just had. So, yeah, Mexico was awesome.